Not here, at least.
And we are back once again with the Expendable Crew. So, quick recap. The group has gone to the city of Alm, where Trevor was going to go on priest punching tour. And it turned out that Char isn't well liked within the city, mostly because her priests have a habit of going on murder sprees every now and then. So the only one who remains is one who tends to the sick and the dying, and is a little old blind lady. And Trevor decides, hey, I'm not going to punch blind priestess. But when he was very reluctantly inspired to draw his sword and call forth the light of truth, it did sort of force certain other powers to take a look at Char and say, okay, if the group is able to help stop the Arch Devil Lord of Shadows, Donifer, from creating his own hell and throwing off the very delicate balance of reality, then the other gods will put pressure on Char to undo her whole Make This Mortal Suffer campaign. The group and group did get most of this information from Corvus, who knows about it, but just decided that they didn't care enough to get involved. But maybe they do, maybe they don't. After that, you did a little bit of shopping, and you were still within the city of Alm. It's the same day. This is where you do things.
So, on top of all of this information, Rihanna, I also have some information about your son, if you're wanting to look into that on top of everything else.
Oh, you looked into him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
So, what happened was after the temple kind of had its incident and everyone was escaping, they got onto a ship with a specific symbol onto it, and that ship then went sailing out to Safe Harbor. Now, I don't know if that ship actually got to where it was supposed to be, because the symbol that was on it is actually one that's normally used by pirates who are also slavers.
So they got on a slaver ship?
Well, even in times of trials, times of really shit times, sometimes pirates can come through in the pool. So they could have gone there. They
How
could
did
have
you find this out?
I went investigating.
Well, we've been talking about doing the same thing for you. For
I guess that's
weeks.
true. I guess I just kind of figured with everything that had gone on, all honesty, I kind of gave up hope.
Rihanna, I was tempted for about a half a second to punch an old blind woman in the face because I lost my family. I'm definitely going to help you find yours.
Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that. And a conversation we had the other night, I just want you to know that you're not just some snooty paladin that grates my teeth. You're actually a good friend, and I appreciate what you've done for me.
I'm sorry, that fucking robe. I'm sorry. Just watching him bounce away. Well, in my defense too, Rihanna, I haven't been a paladin that long, so.
Yeah, no, you're not too bad. I mean, honestly, I just expected you to be just like your brother, but you really aren't.
Randall's got some good qualities. He can be an asshole, but he's got some good qualities.
Randolph. Randall is our father.
Your family needs to use something like the first half of the alphabet sometimes for their names. It gets a little bit confusing.
It's a tradition, okay? They just happen to have another son. That's why I got named.
I was gonna say, I mean, Michael, you're human. You would understand this bizarre naming ritual that humans like to do. I mean,
I was kidnapped from my family by orc pirates, and then raised. Then the rest of my time was spent being raised by a drunkard.
okay, so I guess you don't. My apologies, I forgot.
My social conventions on naming are pretty much like flowers. Flowers are good.
But the bird's got to put his 2 cents in.
Yeah.
That was Corvus getting fed up and flying away. You bored him, so he's leaving for a while.
Of course.
Okay, that's fine. So, Ish, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remembered. Are you two with us? Are we just like standing in the middle of the road right now?
Ish is being very quiet in this very awkward position. As you start having this one, he's like, he like to look at. I'm looking at Resh. I'm like, I don't know what to do. He's just like frozen there.
I'm gonna just walk over, put my arm around his shoulders, and just be like, "Welcome to chaos. You're stuck with us now."
Is that what you guys are called? Chaos?
I mean, we don't really have a name, but I think chaos works.
I
mean,
think
we travel
Agents
with
of
Michael,
Chaos.
so.
Yeah, Agents of
Sounds good.
Chaos. AOC.
Oh, better than what we were called when we first all came together.
What was that?
That's true.
Expendable.
Yes, we called ourselves the Expendable Crew because, well, when I first met Michael and Frick, that's pretty much what we were. We were being used by an evil archmage or whatever the hell Victor was, who's dead now, so it really doesn't matter. But we managed to escape that, and gosh, this group's been together for a long time. It's kind of crazy. I guess the whole thing about losing hope finding my son, does this sound bad, you guys? But you guys are my family too, so I don't know.
That includes this.
Of course. I mean, I'm still getting used to you, and we've got our new friend here, but you guys
As
are
long
my
as
family.
we're still in agreement not to steal from each other anymore. I mean, we'll get you shinies.
Yes, I need a shake.
Give Rihanna a very.
I mean, I've already got a side.
Give her a look like you're not trying to steal from me anytime soon, are you?
Trevor, I didn't know that was your family's home. We've been over this.
Okay, I was talking about Janja trying to steal something from Frick, not you stealing my mother's headband. But I've already forgiven you for that because you gave it back.
Yeah.
Michael just pulls everybody into a giant group hug at this point.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Big loud of it.
I mean, like, we don't do hugging in my family. Just
Neither do I.
Well, in that case, then Rena
I
will
don't do
over to
hugging
Trevor.
at all.
I was going to say, because Trevor says that, Rena will just turn around and just, like, put him in a big ol' hug and, like, get as close as possible just to make him uncomfortable and laugh.
I don't know about Resh, but Ish is very uncomfortable. He
I, as a player,
used
love
to be a loner, being with a lot of people. It's weird.
I just realized I wasn't in Roll20 yet.
Well, just so you know, this family that you and Janja have joined into is kind of weird.
Dysfunctional.
Yeah, we can either be really touchy-feely or we can be like, touch me and I cut you. So,
That touch me and I'll catch you is usually most of the time.
well, Trevor.
The second part I
anyway.
did not know.
We're kind of in an arrested development phase.
have new.
Somebody wants attention.
But yeah, so we need to figure out from here what we do in order to further our goals, because there's an entire new hellscape that somebody's attempting to make, which is going to unmake everything. We've got a missing kid that we all need to find. We've got to deal with the fact that Janja has a bounty out on him. And then, what do you have going on, Resh? Rish?
Ish.
Ish.
I've got a annoying little snake on my neck, and I have maybe a curse I would like to be removed.
What the-
Okay, so let's all put our heads together and figure out what the list of priorities is. Because overarching over all of this, we have stop new hellscape from being formed, which, yeah, that. Moving on to.
I propose we find a place like indoors where we can sit, relax, have some food, some drink.
And not be followed.
Amen.
You agree
Is
with
there
that?
a pub nearby?
Yeah, I think that's best.
To the bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we can find a tavern or something, or that would be fabulous. Because I know
That won't be a problem. You can find one, whatever price range you're looking for, you'll be able to find the appropriate tavern. Do you want a place where discretion is key, or do you want something that is good food and discreet?
both.
Okay, so you're looking for the rich, private type of place.
Sure,
Okay, so
I'll cover our lunch, food,
Okay.
dinner, whatever.
so you're able to find a really nice place where you can, get the private room. We're going to be talking like, say a 200 gold meal.
Jesus.
Is that
Oh,
for everybody?
Yeah, that'd be for the whole group. That's,
Okay, fine.
wine, good food.
Okay, let's do it. I got it, guys.
Rihanna's spending money?
Well, I mean, it's
I'm
not
sorry.
doing me any good just staying in my black hole.
Who are you and what have you done with Rihanna?
This has always been a part of Rihanna. We just.
I know, I know. It's just you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and tired of feeling like we're having to run from somebody all the time.
I've killed her.
I kind of would like, peace and quiet for an afternoon, enjoy a meal without having to look over my shoulder.
Fair. Tiberius, what are you doing?
He's trying to pick at your appetizers, of course.
He is, too.
So, Janja, what's up on your side?
What's with the bounty, anyway? Oh, wait, we figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told us last time.
Like I said, somebody.
I wasn't here. Can somebody refresh for me?
Yeah, I was gonna say that they just thought I stole something, so stole their necklace and I hold it up when it's actually not meant to be theirs. My family heirloom.
Got it. So you took back what was actually yours, and so now you're accused of being a thief. Well, there's worse things that can happen because guess what? I am a thief.
Is it possible to make a replicate of that and give that back to them?
I haven't really tried, and I'm not the best at that
I look at Rihanna.
particular skill.
Are we
If-
talking make a copy of a physical item or
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I can't make necklaces. I can make you fake documents and you can become a completely different person. I can do that for you, no problem. But I don't do jewelry. I mean,
Could you forge documents saying the history of an item of jewelry? And we could find a silversmith or a goldsmith who could make a copy of it.
Maybe say it's been sold if you reforge a document or whatever, saying I died or somebody gave it away.
I'm sure I could come up with something. I mean, I don't know how hard it would be. I mean,
Rihanna, I'm just going to point out that from your, underworld connections, fences don't ask questions like that. The good ones don't even really care.
okay,
The cheap ones don't really care. The good ones will find a way around it.
gotcha. So, in other words, I mean, we can do that, but I don't think it's going to matter much. I mean, tell me more about who these people are that had it.
So, I was in my hometown, and these people, who I believe his name was Odo, however you want to pronounce that, and some of his other noble associates came to ask
Noble bastards.
I find out what this artifact could do, and I spent most of my time with it. There was only a few people that I remember specifically. This strange, weird, elven woman, I'm pretty sure, and this, if I'm not, a lizard.
Jonja, if you want to give me a history check, I can fill in some of those blanks that Katie doesn't quite remember.
Yeah,
That's what I was asking. Is like, is it Katie that doesn't remember, or is it Jonja that doesn't remember?
We're gonna
Yeah.
find out actually, because I've been trying to build up a history based on the information Katie gave me. So let's.
do a history check. I was pretty sure I just did.
I don't see any. I mean, are you rolling at home or are you rolling on the computer?
I was rolling it on the thing.
I don't see it, but if you see it, you can tell me what it is.
I can get
And
it.
Michael, you can probably get like a special seat, because this is a place. Is like a merchant city. They are really used to people of all types, so you can get the Arakorka chair. Oh wow! Okay, Jonja did really well with that
Dang.
history check.
I don't remember the thing, but you guys.
So Odo is a half dragon, a very wealthy, influential half dragon who has a manor here in the city. He has a collection of lieutenants, I guess you'd say. One is not exactly a drow, but not a normal elf. Let's see, what else was there? Yes, there is a particularly large lizard man who is probably more of an enforcer than anything, and he has a kobold that is also in his entourage, and these are his primary three go-to people.
Huh. Okay. So, okay. Out of character just for my foggy brain because I'm an old lady. So Jonja, you have this necklace you're talking about is one of your family's heirlooms.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a hold of it
Yes.
and think that is it an artifact? Does it have some sort of magical
It was
ability?
lost. It came in his possession. He needed information. Jonja was sort of a student, I guess you'd say, someone who had
Similar to say.
somebody that was hired to investigate and provide information over the artifact that they found that had a connection to Jonja's tribe.
Oh, okay. So in your investigation into it, that's when you realized that it actually belonged to your family?
Yes.
And I'm assuming that when you told him this, he wasn't happy about it?
Correct. And I was not going to give it back to him.
Okay. So basically, you need to kind of prove
Fine.
ownership.
Give away.
What's that?
I didn't want to give away something that belonged to me and somebody claims it as their own.
No, that's totally legitimate. Okay. So basically, what we need to do is well, you either need to prove ownership and legitimacy of ownership, or like Michael and Trevor said, let's make a fake and give it back to them.
That would be better than trying to prove a vision.
A vision. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I've got people I know that I could probably get a replica of that thing made that hopefully would pass as authentic. I mean, you'll have to probably give me a little time to work on it because Andy, I'm assuming that we're new to this town, so I probably don't know anybody here, but I could probably find people that.
Yeah, with underworld connections or whatever it is that rogues have with these you can read most of the signs. You know who does what in the city, and you can make those connections pretty easily.
Okay, cool.
You know.
That's what I
From
guess.
contact.
Yeah, I was gonna say since we're here, we might as well do that before we head out. But yes, like Michael said, we need to make a list of things that we have to get done besides saving the world, um, and try to hit priorities.
Out
So,
of character, real quick, I want to point out to Kyle that his dog in the background kind of looks like a hyena, and it's really cute.
He is a Staffy Whippet mix.
Anyway,
So, yeah, we have the highest priority, which is stop this new hellscape from being formed and upending all of existence. Which I don't know. This will be the third time that we've had to save the universe. Oh yes, and the Titans. Yeah, we need to put the Titans back in their place.
And Rihanna owes Corvus at least 3 souls.
Yeah, I figure I can kind of work on that as we go.
or we can just not talk about that.
Or we could just find a way to break the contract completely without anybody getting screwed over.
Man, you're lucky he flew away before this part of the conversation.
So on the Titans, I really don't think we have that much of a chance at beating them, quote unquote. But there's a potential to learn to live with them because they'll eventually go back to sleep.
Okay, again because Carrie don't remember crap. The Titans are what caused all the crap to go haywire in the world, correct?
That was because
Yes,
of it.
a group of elemental titans was released, and they affect everything around them just through existence. Like, for
I just
example, you were able to walk from an island to where you are because a new landmass, complete with jungle, appeared in the space of a month.
Awesome.
Oh, and that's why, boats are not really traveling to your former country because, you know, some of them are water based titans and smaller elementals seem to form in their wake. It means that every form of travel short of flying is a little suspect. And,
But there's air elementals, so wouldn't that be a problem too?
yeah, but they don't seem to really be over the ocean as much. There are air elementals, but they don't seem to be as big of a problem right now. You know,
Okay.
it's really easy to get a tropical storm going, and a blimp will fare better than a boat in the ocean.
Speaking of Michael, you said that my son and his caretakers and whoever else you said they got onto a boat to go somewhere.
Yeah,
How did you find this out?
I just investigated.
Huh.
Basically, people who could afford to book passage out of the area where a volcano was forming, it was expensive, but some of them could do it. Those who couldn't stayed behind.
Well, that would make sense because I'd been giving them money for a long time. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. So do you know where they embarked from, and exactly where they were heading? I'm sorry, you probably already said that.
I give the gist because out of character, I can't remember exactly where.
It would have been wherever, whatever dock they could have gotten to, which was probably near Emberfield, because that's where, they had been living. So, as far as where they were going, nobody knows because the main thing was, yeah, we'll get you out of here to somewhere safe. How much gold you got? Those were sort
Okay.
of, that was, and there's different ships that were willing to do this. Uh, some people were willing to go with scarier people because it cost them less.
Do we know if we can scry, or can any of us scry?
I could, but I'm missing a component.
Luckily, we're in a
and
giant city. What do you need?
I didn't mean to do that.
money to get a silver mirror.
I can do
Done.
that. Do you need money?
What?
Oh, aren't we
It's-
going?
Probably, you guys carry a lot of gold around you guys. Because of my past exploits have led me through jungle. Carrying gold isn't something I've been able to get my hands on pretty frequently.
No, that's fine.
It's like, but yeah, if I'm able to get the component, I could probably scry and start gathering some more info. Yeah, probably
Okay.
I can scry up to like 3 times a day.
Okay.
But I'll need to
And
rest after
how
that.
much would
But
it cost for him for us to find a silver mirror, or where could I potentially nick one?
Ish, how much does your mirror need to cost? It's in a spell
I'm
components.
checking that right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I think you said it was like 1,000 gold last time, but I don't
I think
remember.
it's something around that.
Okie dokie.
Yep. Yeah, it has to. It's 1,000 gold mirror, crystal ball, or a font with holy water. But I'll go with the mirror for now.
Yeah. Mirror
But yeah, I
probably.
don't have
Can't
that
I
much
just bless
money
a
on.
You're not that good of a paladin. Actually, wait a minute. There is.
I mean,
you do have.
I do have that thing.
You do have
So
access.
if
Well,
you-
that takes a little bit of time, but you also
yeah.
have access to ceremony, which is like a level 1 paladin spell ritual. You might be able to bless water. We would need to check the wording on the spell.
I don't have it.
I'll look it up while you guys chat.
Because I mean, that's
Okay.
always an option. Or we can find a pond and. I don't
Well,
really-
the font itself, where I do the ritual, has to have that price. So I can't just do it on the pond or.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fortunately. High
But
level
just
spells
for
require a lot of money.
just for the record, though, if you spend an hour casting a ceremony, you can bless 1 vial of water. There's other things you can do, but I won't get into them because they're all like you can perform a wedding, which gives people a bonus for like a week.
Hey, Trevor. I mean, not Trevor. Hey, Brianna, Michael, you guys want to get married?
What?
Michael just stares at Trevor at that point.
Yeah. Instead of my
Ish looks
tail
at
twitching-
Michael and Rihanna like, you guys are a thing?
I don't
my,
understand.
my
it
tail,
either,
which usually twitches a little bit, just stops dead when you said that because I'm like, what?
but this is why I don't drink wine.
We're sticking with water for you from now on, dude.
I used to only drink water, and then I met you assholes.
Yes, and then we psychologically traumatized you, and now you drink wine. We're now.
Yeah, that's how we cope. Hello.
I just reach over and grab you the wine bottle.
Michael just pulls the wine bottle away from you. No more for you now.
So okay, so yes, we need to find a silver mirror. What else do we need to do? I mean, because we're sitting here enjoying ourselves in our private room that costs money. So let's make the most of it, guys.
We've got your thing that we need to either break. Well, no, we need to break because there's better alternatives for what you did than what you did.
Oh, and Rihanna, if you want to negotiate with Corvus, you might be able to find something other than talking people into getting a tattoo. But that's sort of the quicker solution. You do, after all, have a sword that can trap people's souls. There might be
I
another
know.
arrangement I didn't think about at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The
Don't you
exchange
have a
rate,
weird
the
soul in
exchange
there?
rate won't be as favorable. You'll have to stab more people, but we might be able to work something out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next time I see him, I'll say, "Hey, look, I can trap a bunch of well, I'm not gonna tell him I can do a bunch of souls, but I can ask him if it matters whether the person has to be
He
alive
already
or
knows
not."
about your weapons.
Yeah, I know, but I guess what I'm saying is like I need to ask him is like, do you need a live person or just a soul? Because if it's just a
I
soul,
will
I
send
got
you
it.
this information in chat because I don't want to break everybody's concentration.
Yep, that's fine.
So
See, Michael, I have a solution to that problem.
Yeah,
Don't
but
worry about it, sweetie. It's fine.
how many levels of hell are you going to be going down now?
I came from hell.
No, your lineage may have came from hell, but you didn't.
Might as well have.
You keep saying that you might as well have, and there's a part of you that wants to be a good person in there, but you seem to, and you even state that you are a good person, but you seem to just really give in to the fact that what other people see of your appearance you must be. You're really not.
I'm not so much anymore. I mean, I used to be much worse before I met you guys. You guys have kind of turned me into a wuss.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome.
I mean, let's be real, Michael. Let's be
Michael's
real.
not believing a fucking word
I
of
know,
that.
I know, I know. But so Ariana just kind of looks at Michael and says, "When you met me, I was a lot worse than I am now, and tell me that wasn't one of the things that you liked about me." Hmm?
No, it actually is the good in you that I like and have liked the entire time.
Well, then you must have seen it when I didn't. So, Ish, you're quiet.
Can you
It's
blame
a
me?
lot to take in.
Yeah,
Here, I thought I was going with some random group of adventurers when you guys end up being uh, agents of world saving, apparently, and curse breaking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We just kind of, I don't know. We just sort of do do whatever we want, and then when something presents itself that we feel is something we need to do, because as you've noticed, I got a couple of do-gooders in this group that they insist we do these things. So, I mean, Trevor. That's because Trevor's a straight and narrow kind of person. Got to be the good paladin. Michael's just trying to make up for a little mistake we made a while back.
I've been a paladin for a month. Give me a break.
But you've always had a stick up your arse.
Okay, yeah, when we first met. But in my defense, when we first met, I got my ass ran over by a bugbear, okay?
Yeah, I do remember. Oh, I love Frick.
How's he doing in the pocket dimension anyway? Is he still brewing something?
oh,
I think
actually,
so.
after defeating Victor, he went back to his dwarven home to spread the word of the Macho Man and his legend.
So out of character, Nick, are you familiar with what that is in reference to?
No.
He asked
There's way
for
too
a
many
bunch of Slim
anecdotes from this
Jims.
group to remember them all.
Oh, okay.
Jesse asked for a bunch of Slim Jims, and I decided after eating a bunch of them, he started hallucinating. The Macho Man Randy Savage is now something of an inspirational being for him.
I don't know if you're familiar with that ridiculous stuff here in America that they call WWE, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
okay.
not
It's like
ridiculous.
he was from like the
Amazing.
80s. Like he was one of the it men when I was a teenager.
Oh yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Get it right.
Okay, so anyway, I'm like, oh, okay. So Andy, are we assuming that that's what he told us when we were done there? He's like, "Peace out. I'll be."
Yeah,
And
because after that, you all, got back to the mainland and you kind of went your separate ways. Like he said that he was going to return home for a little while, and, when able to, he'll rejoin you.
okie dokie, good to know.
I was trying to retire.
Yeah. Michael might have flown around and people might be telling stories of an angel that comes down and saves people's lives.
Kyle,
Give
we
them a
did talk
marshmallow.
about. Kyle, we did talk about you beginning to spread the word that Zariel was redeemed, right? That was
Yep.
a thing that happened. Okay.
I was going to say save people. This is still Michael we're talking about.
He did investigate things.
I was like, and anytime that Trevor and Michael start talking about this good stuff or this spreading the word of blah blah blah, Rihanna will like very obviously roll her eyes and just be like, "Oh my god," and like fill her cup with more because she's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Okay, one, I can't just go around saying, "Hey, I'm the paladin of Zariel," when people still think she's an archduke, and yeah, she's in charge of Avernus.
Yeah, when your ex-fiance sees you show up at her place with silver eyes and wings, and her immediate response is, "What the hell have you done? And what the hell have you done to this person? And why do you have his face?" Kind of have to explain to them why you've suddenly changed not only species but interdimensional aligning.
Hey, she was gonna kill me too. Okay,
Yeah,
God,
you
I'm
owe me for
so glad that I just do my own thing.
that. Well, you could
This
have
way-
been with us in Avernus, but you had to get the flu.
not to mention, your entire review was while you were working on corrupting this person, but
I
now
don't think you know about the review, or did you tell them about that, Rihanna? Your Warlock review? That's where you had a dream where a demon was, who thinks your name is Letrus Trollop.
Yeah, which I still don't get. Yeah, I
Who?
don't think I told anybody about that.
Okay.
okay, no, then pull that out. That was funny.
That was frustrating, is what that was, because I kept telling this stupid dude, "My name is Rihanna," and he kept calling me the other thing, and I'm like, "Stop it!"
He put down preferred name Rihanna. He's a bureaucrat. He's got forms. Not my fault you picked the demon lord who still runs things like he's from hell. Oh, maybe because he's from hell?
He is from hell.
Yeah, I know. So he's the only demon lord who keeps control over his people. That includes making someone do warlock reviews once in a while.
That's actually kind of
And
funny.
when you slightly offend a succubus who goes back and tells him, "Yeah, she's just some lecherous trollop, don't worry about her," they put that on the form.
Wow, that
Yeah.
coming from a succubus, that's
That's harsh.
yeah.
Well,
What'd you do?
as they do, as they say, if the shoe fits, I guess.
I don't really think.
Okay, guys.
I don't think you're. Anyway.
No.
So, what are we going to put on the list for deal with right now? Silvermere?
Interdimensional hell spawns trying to make a new hell dimension and forging a new necklace for Janja.
I would say the necklace, the mirror. And then, yeah, we gotta stop somebody from destroying the world again.
Again.
That one's probably actually going to take research because it's not like he's got a sign that says "Bring souls here."
Well, why not?
Because he would like to not get caught by every holy avenger on the plane.
That is true.
Well, we're
Remember,
on a
he's got to avoid Asmodeus, everyone who wants a promotion, everyone who just wants to steal those souls for themselves, everyone who doesn't want him to take souls.
Wouldn't Corvus know who he is, or be able to help us find out?
He knows who he is, but he doesn't know where he is.
We might be able to find some methodology on what they could be using off of, well, there is a lab nearby here where, was it a lich or was it a...
No, it is known as the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and you especially know because it's famous. It is a dungeon that was created by the Arch Lich, now Demi Lich, Asmodeus, no, not Asmodeus, Azarak, because he specifically built it to lure adventurers so he could collect their souls for his phylactery.
Yeah, so there's that.
I kind of like my soul where it is.
They
So-
could-
So here's what I propose.
There's
okay?
also money there, though.
money.
Yeah,
That is a
he
reward.
has bait for adventurers. So he travels to planes. Every couple decades, he comes back, revamps the dungeon, refills the treasure, because he wants people to keep coming in.
Makes sense.
So why would we go there again?
Sounds like fun.
Because it's actually a very legitimate methodology that they could be using in order to get souls for making a new hell pit. And if we can also break it down, it ends a long-standing threat against all of, creation on this plane as well.
I just
Oh,
want to
that
take a
sounds
moment
nice.
to be out of character and say I love the arrogance of adventurers. Yeah, this thing has existed for hundreds of years. We're going to go smash it.
That's my bad.
I
Pretty
did just
much.
question that, just so you know.
So as far as things that I have to do, I do have a bone to pick with this new hell being created, and as well, don't think it's going to be any time now, but I would like to quell the threat of the Titans at some point.
And then
Cool.
you
The new hell is
hear
kind of
Vesh
being a
in your
big
mind
threat.
saying, "And after you have made use of these pawns, you will sacrifice them to the Dark Lord." That's in your mind.
Okay.
Great.
Is somebody taking notes? Like, do we have a list with a little checkbox?
Girl, I am just here, and that is about the extent of what you're getting from me.
No, that was in character.
Now, Michael actually pulls out some sheet music where, because of it, just pulls out some music sheets that are blank and starts creating out a list. At the top of which is
Now,
stop the creation of a new hell zone. After that, it's put out into long-term goals. 1, stop the creation of the hell zone. 2, stop the Titans. 3,
Short-term
now
goals.
I want to
Get
know
John
if
things
that's
out
in
with.
code with musical notes or not. Like, are you using, first of all, are you using A, B, C, D, or are you using Do, Re, Mi?
No, the first page, the actual first page for all of us to be able to read, is in just standard common, with each line of each stanza being used as a way of bullet pointing the lists. On the second page, he is writing it out in musical note code.
You know, if somebody else sees this, they're gonna think we're insane and we're gonna get locked up.
Okay, if somebody just sees me open up my wings, they're going to think that they're insane.
Fair enough. All right, so little shopping
Letters,
session. I can take
you
Ish.
are insane.
Point. I can take Ish, and we can go get Hispo for scrying and anything else he might need.
And I can go with Rihanna.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I was just gonna suggest that I would say me and Jonja will head out, and I'll try to find what we need to take care of his problem, and y'all can deal with finding the mirror. Do you
Wasn't
have-
there like a D&D version of Costco last time?
Yeah.
Yes, but you've
Why don't we
already
just
got
go back there?
Because
It's
okay,
called
for
a
one
market
thing,
bazaar.
the only way to get back there is to start using plot points. And
Oh.
at some point, I will send you like a shopping list of things that he has there. But this
Okay.
is still a city where you can buy magical items that are common in your mindset. Like, you're
Well, I
not
ain't
going to
got
go
no
and get a flaming sword of fiery doom at a normal shop without special ordering it.
Right.
You can find that at the Fantasy Costco because it's just on a shelf somewhere.
Mr. Pool is having a sale.
I don't have any plot points. I mean, I thought we kind of like emptied ourselves out on killing Victor. So
Yeah, but then since then, there's been another game and people started refreshing them.
I have 3. I don't know how.
I got
I
one.
only had like 3 anyway because I don't get plot points. I get punished.
You don't show up to earn plot points. I will give you plot points for the stupid things that amuse me. That's how Michael got so many.
Oh well, yeah, that does explain that
Hmm.
then. Jesus.
Tell us
Hey.
your secret.
DM, didn't we talk about them actually being able to enchant my armor?
Yeah, it will cost. I decided it would cost a bit more than like just buying, whatever type of armor because
Because
it is
it's
made.
adamantine.
But yes, you can have it enchanted. You just need to find someone who can do the job. The Fantasy
Wait.
Costco is one of those, but other smiths and enchanters can do the job.
It'd probably take a while, right? Like,
Yeah,
a
it
month or
depends
something?
on how you want it enchanted. It's not going to be an hour. It's going to take time.
Right. I'm pretty sure I could only afford a +1 enchantment, but so
Well,
plus
that's
one.
why you go on
enchantment-
adventures for gold and supplies,
Right.
so you can buy more stuff. You can't save the world if you're broke. That's an old adventuring adage.
And there's like all this gold in this lab that, yes, we'd be
A
risking
tomb
ourselves.
Trevor,
of horrors,
Yes.
Trevor,
a tomb of annihilation.
Let us go.
Do I need to give you guys the money for the mirror or?
I mean, I've got 7,700, so I can help Ish out. I've
Oh.
just been sitting on this for months.
Well, I've got like a lot more than that, so just let me take care of it. I'll just give you the money.
This is just looking like I think I made friends with the right people.
I want you to write that
Okay.
down somewhere and let me know when it changes.
Ish, the story behind Rihanna's money is one that we don't like to talk about.
Oh, he's not gonna ask, and I don't think he cares either.
Smart boy.
Okay, so we're gonna go on a shopping trip. We're gonna go get set up. Then, are we going to this tomb, or what's happening?
I say we go to the tomb. That way we can get. That way
The
we can.
tomb is about a month's walk.
Well, we're
It's back in Cholt. You remember how you appeared at that wrecked village whenever you needed to go to Sigil? It was weeks away from there through a jungle. So this isn't just, hey, let's pop over to the Tomb of Horrors right quick. That's an expedition. You need to plan
I
for
mean,
it.
we haven't hit anything in a while, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I just want you to know that that's a long walk for you. So just be ready for it. Like, buy trail mix and Slim Jims.
Walking is for amateurs. We wouldn't walk.
Well, you can only
I
teleport
would
so
fly.
far.
I mean, I can.
Well, I
take
can't
me-
teleport. I can't do any of that fancy magical shit like that. So, I mean, all I can do is
Well, non-magical people walk and shut up.
I have money.
I mean, I can fit me and maybe somebody else on Freya with, but and Michael can fly. Ish, can you fly? Do you have the ability to do that?
No, I don't. I'm more of a land person.
I mean, would it be possible to say that Frick left the wings I lent him, or no?
The wings would only be good for an hour a day, or
Well,
until they
no.
recharge.
Yeah, like they're good for an hour, but if you are lucky and you roll the d12 for it to be another hour, but that's
My
oh.
point is, I don't see that flight really speeding up your travel because your fly speed is the same as your walking speed.
Mm.
So, if you want to get there quick, you have to obtain a vehicle that can get you there.
Wait, we have a broom.
Okay, again, that's only good for like maybe two people,
Right.
and we're talking about hundreds of miles.
I forgot we had the broom.
Yeah. So again, the quick way is to obtain magical transport like a blimp, or you walk.
Or find somebody who can do a magical spell to go zippity da there you are.
Yes, you might be able to find a mage who can open up a gate for you.
I feel like there's at least one in this city.
Probably. I mean, this is like one of the big cities where money gets you everything. I mean, literally, they don't care that you're a hellspawn as long as you spend money here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like everybody likes me because I look rich or whatever.
Yes.
Why don't we get a blimp?
I am rich.
Why don't we get a blimp? That way we can, have a method of transport back. Because a portal tends to be only one way.
So are you saying book passage on a blimp or buy a blimp?
Buy a blimp.
Tell you what, you investigate the cost and we'll figure out if it's feasible.
All right.
I need to do some more jobs before I spend all my money.
Well, yeah, because God knows I'm not going to do them for you.
Yeah, I know. All you guys do is come save me when I've got myself in a pickle.
Yeah.
Which actually is a lot of the time.
But isn't the end result good-ish?
You have like a 60-40 record going on with that, so.
Plus, as an assassin, I have to say I've done more of your contracts than you've possibly done. At least that's in the length of time that I've known you.
I don't think I've ever done that.
It's a long story.
Anyway, let's go shopping. And then figure what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I'll take Janja with me and we will head out and I'll see if I can find a disreputable person to help us out.
I'll be heading, I guess, with Trevor to find the mirror.
Okay. I'll try to find the cost of those things in a moment. So going with the simple one again, the mirror. That's a simple purchase. You just find a magic shop that has high enough value, but it can be done at the price the book says.
Did you want a couple? If we can get a couple? Do you need anything else?
I believe does the spell consume it? Andy?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It only consumes it if it specifically says it consumes it.
Okay. No, the spell does not say so. It doesn't consume it. Yeah, I guess one, because pretty sure no one else, unless someone needs it to scry as well.
I
I'm guessing
don't
not.
need it.
Okay.
So yeah, only one, I guess.
Okay. Like I say, any other smaller things you want to grab is easy to do. Now for Janja and Rihanna, yeah, it won't take too long for you to make your way to the shady side of town. Of course, for what you're doing, it doesn't necessarily have to be the the outright criminal side, but you're probably looking for someone that will do the job discreetly. So, uh, yeah, they're going to tell you that it's going to take about a week for him to make it, and he needs to have Janja's necklace with him so that he can make the molds and everything properly. So you had to part with it for about a week, and it's going to cost about 800 gold. But he feels confident he can make an exact replica.
Does anybody have the geese spell?
Gaius?
Yeah, however you want to say it.
I think that's a druid spell.
Why can't I have Kiara in here?
Because you can't play two characters at once.
Oh.
No offense, but sometimes you have trouble remembering one character at a time.
No.
Is there any way that we can try and, well, okay, so he needs to have the necklace the entire time?
At least for a few days, and he prefers to have it because that way he's got a constant reference. He's
Yeah,
going to
true.
be trying to make it very exact, and that means, comparing.
Well, that's kind of up to you, Janja, what you want to do.
Janja, if you're separated from that long, you will lose attunement.
It only takes like 30 minutes to an hour to.
Yeah, I just want you to know that you will lose attunement to it during that time. I mean, if that matters to you, then
I will reluctantly give it up.
okay. He's going to insist on half the payment up front and the other 400 upon delivery.
I will quietly ask Janja, have you got the money for this?
I need to go to my character. You said 800 gold?
400 up front.
I haven't been venturing long, so no.
Okay, I'll give the guy the 400 gold.
Okay.
I need to find a job. I don't know if I did the coin amount right.
Well, you haven't been playing this character for very long, so I'm going to say you probably haven't had an opportunity to collect much. Because there just hasn't been much punching things lately. Or at least when you punch things, nobody stopped to collect anything from them.
Okay. And when we leave there, I'll just tell Janja, it's like, well, you can just, owe me whenever. Or whatever. We'll see what happens.
And I
I
could have
mean,
sworn that somewhere there was a price list for ships.
Hey, and if nothing else, I can always turn you in, get the bounty, and I'll have my money back. I nudge him.
You don't see what.
Don't worry. I have no way of finding people.
Okay.
Waddle.
Well, I guess when we're done with that, I'm assuming that before we all went our different ways, we agreed upon a meeting place when we're done. Oh wait, we're in the city, so we can just use the damn earrings. Hello.
Yeah, it won't be. I'm definitely not going to make it a problem for you guys to meet back up.
Okay.
Why do I not trust you?
I do have a question. Well, I guess this is. Do we actually know the exact location of Tomb of the Nine Gods?
There have been some survivors who have come back to talk about it. Now you specifically know a lot more of the Jungle of Cholt, So I would say that you would know how to find its location.
All right. Yeah, fair enough.
And one more quick question that's sort of not in game, Andy. We had all those, earrings
Mhm.
or communication devices. I can't remember how many we got, but I know that we decided that when a person would leave the group, we would take that and keep it. So if we
Yeah,
had,
I'm not going to make that a big deal. Everyone in the group has a communication earring that works within 1 mile of each other.
perfect.
It's too much trouble to keep saying that you're buying new ones all the time. So that's just going to
Cool,
be
sounds good.
considered, one of the prices. That's why you guys never have gold. You're, buying little stuff here and there all the time.
Okay. Well, then when John and I are done, I guess I'll see if we're within distance and like try to tell Trevor, hey, we've wrapped up our business. Um, we'll just meet you back at outside of the place we had our lunch.
I'm guessing I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See you there. I think we're done.
Michael?
Yeah.
Don't do anything rash.
Michael search for a boat going.
I put the price for what would be considered a battle balloon, and that's because there's a stat block for that in D&D Beyond. It
We don't need a battle blimp.
it has guns on it.
That's
In
amazing.
case you start getting chased by a dragon or one of those air elementals you mentioned.
That's. Let's not talk about dragons.
I mean, if you
I
want
mean,
something without guns, you can probably get it for 30,000. But that's not including a crew. Now there will be, like some instructions. There's an owner's manual, but if you want to hire actual people, then that's considered skilled labor. And again, there's stat blocks for that, so we won't make that too big of a deal.
well, if we're getting a battle blimp, let's just go full Tesla on it and get it automated.
They don't.
Are you rich?
Yeah, you want a construct who is specializes in flying it, because I can add another 100,000 gold to that.
It was just a thought. We could learn how to fly it.
Yeah, like I said, it's not the most. I mean, he's kind of showing you, when you're talking to him about it, it's not the most complicated thing. You just won't have proficiency in flying it, which means no drastic aerial combat moves if you need to try to control it. If you have proficiency, then you'll get add your proficiency bonus, but you don't, so you'll just be trying to make do with your dexterity and your strength. And occasionally you might forget how something works and fly into a mountain.
I mean, I've got like a really good dex, so
I'm a monk.
So we'll figure
Yeah.
out who controls what part of the boat. I'm not going to make flying it some strict thing that we all have to remember, because you guys can't even remember days of the week as players. Don't worry, there's only 10 of them, and they're 1 through 10. 1 day, 2 day, up to 10 day. Okay, but
Yeah.
you decide on that if you have enough gold, or you might need to talk to the money bank in the group. Everyone who is heading back to the meeting point, just give me a general perception roll. I want to see what you see.
I'm going to predict that I see nothing. Nope, I see nothing.
I see everything.
I was like, Jonja is hyper vigilant right
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Which fits.
I had a +5, by the way.
yeah.
Have a-
Yeah, Michael finally has dreams of his airboat, and he's very head in the clouds right now. Ish, I keep having trouble with your name too. You see a crowded city with people running around, the usual stuff. Rihanna, you notice the urchins that are pickpocketing which they have a really good distraction because there's like a band of goblin singers who have translated popular songs into goblin, and they're street performers, and the kids are using that distraction to grab some coin. You're fairly certain that they're not connected. The performers are on their own, but they're doing a pretty good job. Janja, you also see the urchins stealing from the audience, and you see like a crow person just walking by. Yes, the ones I was telling you about. You do see one of them.
So I'm going to.
Like
Hmm.
one of the ones that.
Yes, the one I just told you that you recognize as working with. I forget her name.
Where?
I'd have to look it up.
Where is the nearest hole into the sewer in which I can dive into?
Well, he's not. He doesn't see you. He's just going about his business. Do you want to dive into a hole in the sewer? Because with that perception, you can find the nearest grate.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we found out that Jonjo was, I guess, in trouble, didn't I give him my hat of disguise so that he cannot look like himself when we're in places so he can be recognized?
Yeah, and he's been using it, and that's
Oh,
why
okay.
the crow person is just going about their business.
I don't want to look like the same man that I did before.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Unless I ask you about it, that's the only time I need to know what you look like. The rest of the time, I assume you're in disguise. Same with Rihanna. If it's important, I will ask you. That's just because I need to know how you look to other people. I guess because both know you're in a city where, like all the people are wearing like fancy clothes. Depending on how much money they have. What do you two look like? Like, are you going high end, like silk clothes?
Well, I mean, you said that this city nobody cares what you look like.
No, they don't care what race you are, but you can after spending a day, you realize that money is a big deal, and the wealthier you are, the more gold and precious metals and gems you display. So you have people who are
in other words,
literally
I'm getting itchy fingers.
probably because there are people who are literally walking around in clothes that are woven from gold thread.
Yeah, no, I just look like me.
Those people also have guards.
I was gonna say, I look like me. I'm just wearing my armor and stuff isn't like horribly like, poor looking, so
No,
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just look like me.
So you're Rihanna right now. Okay, Jonjo, how are you? What do you look like?
More silk woven.
Okay, so sort of like a medium class merchant person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And still.
I suppose I look like I could be like bodyguard or whatever.
That's fine. There are definitely plenty of working class people around. In fact, I would say it's probably more of that sort of person who's watching a goblin performance because, some rich people would look down on street performers and even, but again, these guys they do pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of us kind of think that street performing is sort of beneath us.
So how comfortable do you think a robe made out of gold thread would be?
I don't think it's about comfort all the time. It's about station.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you said that I noticed these little street urchins, pickpocketing people.
Mm-hmm.
If I get the opportunity, I would like to try to grab one of them and,
Pull
be like,
go back.
kind of scare the poopins out of them.
Okay.
Let's just make sure this isn't another Tabby situation.
No, I'm not going to do that.
We'll do that in a minute, but I'm trying to remember the tune for the Goblin song because I was actually working on it. So this really no other tunes. Okay, this is hard enough for me. I might have to play something to get it right in my head. So give me like 30 seconds. I'm going to shut my microphones off and get the tune in my head right quick. So 1 second.
no.
Okay,
I was
okay,
kind of
guys. No, this is hard for me to keep this tune in my head, so be quiet for a minute. This mostly makes sense to Jonjo because he's the only one who understands, languages naturally. It's like,
Yeah.
she looked more like a bardic dream. Uh,
I know.
but my wisdom was too high. I knew she was not what she seemed. She had scales shine like gold in the sun. I would not be undone. That girl was a half dragon. Steal your gold, leave you dead in the ground. I would not be undone. That girl is a half dragon.
I have. I can't
But
even.
they're singing it in Goblin, so it sounds more like Rikata, Mikoto, Sekata, Mekika kono no, Mekita ko sumakan.
It sounds like Spanish.
Yeah.
Anybody who's close enough to Ish sees Resh kind of like head bobbing to the tune,
Oh yeah, they're really
so he
good.
doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Now, what was your language I can understand again?
Goblin.
You are a monk. You understand every spoken language.
Oh, I know.
But
I
yes,
don't remember.
they're singing it in Goblin. But yes, they just translated half dragon girl or half dragon into Goblin, and then they sing it on the streets, and they're doing really well. Okay, now that I've finally done that thing that I've been prepping for a day now, Rihanna, make your how obvious do you want to be on this kid?
Okay, I'm good.
Do I get inspiration for that, guys?
Yeah, you get 10 plot points.
I will use those against you happily.
That's all I can get up.
Though
Oh,
Sony music might be
jeez,
getting
give
in
me a
touch with you
second.
at some point.
It's just stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
Because somebody was playing
Right by it.
one of the parodies that somebody did, and naturally I just went straight to Goblin for some reason.
I am sure.
I am glad to have thrown you all for a loop. That's always fun for me.
Oh, there's my ab workout for the day.
I'm crying.
Me too.
We will clip this later because I am not competent enough to clip it while we are going, so I'll do that later on.
Oh, I don't even remember. Lyrics,
I'm good.
So,
Okay, so Andy, to answer your question, I think I can breathe. I'm not gonna be like super obvious to like draw attention to them because I don't want to like get them in trouble or get them hurt or anything. It's just that if one of them happens to like, be close enough, I'm just gonna like kind of grab them by the scruff and how old are they? How tall are they?
Like 8.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just grab them by the
I was gonna
scruff.
say, with your perception and your background, you see who the ringleader is, who looks to be more like 13. This is very close to the Tivy situation again. Only well, actually, no.
Are we with each other, or is this separate right now?
With your perception, you're probably watching the goblins.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so everybody was there?
I'm going to say that yes, you were all sort of gathering, and then there was this crowd, so you haven't seen each other yet.
Okay, sounds good.
So therefore,
Yeah, no, I just
you get
yeah,
to-
I guess
all right.
either I guess okay. No, I'm not gonna grab them by the scruff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to trip them up, and then if that's successful, then when I go to help them up, is when I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I
What
feel
are you
like
gonna do?
because you're trying to do this subtly, we're going to go with more of a stealth roll for this.
Okay.
Because it's still your dexterity, which is what you would use to grab them. Okay.
This is 20.
Just a sec. I've got a couple of NPCs I'm trying to look up right quick, and I did not mark
Did
their
it wear it?
names properly. So
I mean, if there's any way that I had advantage, just kidding.
no. Okay, we're gonna go with the one that I recognize the quickest because I just had her up. Ah, there she is. Okay, so where is she?
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. So you definitely go in, to do what you feel like is just a simple, you know, trip and get them right quick. But you're actually blocked just as subtly by a tiefling woman. She's she doesn't look. She's dressed more in rags than you are. Very big horns. She's got some bits of armor, but she's definitely lower class, and she just sort of subtly blocks you and looks you right in the eye and says, "Leave the kids be. They need to eat too."
Oh, I wasn't
And then
gonna
she just
do.
turns and walks away. But let
Okay.
me give the kid a roll because that was a little bit more of an interaction. No, the kids were just about done anyway, so they didn't even notice you attempted. But they
Okay.
were sort of, working their way back out of the crowd anyway.
Yeah, but they're trying to pickpocket like middle lower class people who don't have money to lose.
Well, no, this is the middle class, and you know, I mean, okay, this isn't like the richest of the rich people, but these are people who can, spare some coins to the goblins. So the kids were using that as an opportunity. And
Okay.
again, you got a really good perception there. They weren't. They were being careful and they were being selective. But
Okay.
like I said, she rolled slightly better than you to step up and block you.
Okay. Well, can I like for these group of kids? Can I see and potentially interact with like maybe one of the younger, smaller ones?
Um, I mean, possibly make that. Guess give me an intelligence check to see how well you remember them later. Oh yeah, you're pretty sure you'll remember the entire group. Like you just got a mind for urchins apparently.
Uh, Hello.
So
My
yeah, you
background.
you recognize the ringleader. You kind of get a good idea for the 7 or 8 kids with her, and you even see which direction they're heading in. You've just all of
Okay.
it, in the checklist.
So it's like a mix of boys and girls.
Yeah, the
And you said,
oldest is a girl about 13. She seems to be, like after they go out and grab a few things, she rounds them up and they slip away.
oh, okay, okay. Well, if I can catch up to her at all, um, I'll just kind of like say, "Hey, hold on a second."
Okay, and when you do that, she just uh, tells the kids to keep going, and she just sort of whirls around, stares you straight in the eye, but a hand is, very close to the dagger on her hip, and she just looks at you.
Relax. I'm not. I'm not gonna try to hurt you or any of them.
Well, that should say not. You'd be a fool to do it in public.
Well, duh. Do I look like an idiot, kid? Look, I saw what you guys were doing back there. I'm not gonna say or do anything about it. I just curious how strong is this? I mean, how needy is you guys' situation?
Give me a charisma check or persuasion. Okay, I forget. It was the 18 reliable talent.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so the 18 sort of the automatic. Uh,
I'll just tell. I said, look, I've been in your shoes.
yeah, and at that her stance loosens up a little bit. She relaxes a bit and just says, we get by.
So how much did you guys make?
Enough to eat on tonight.
Hmm. All right. Well, here, I'll give her a couple gold. Say this should keep you guys good for a little while. Just be careful.
she is she quickly snatches those coins, but she's still being wary of you. But she'll kind of looks from you to the coins back to you, and just says,
Tiberius, be quiet.
"I appreciate it." And
Yeah. No problem. Like I said, be careful. And you know what? Try to find you guys a better way. Find somebody who will mentor you. Get a skill. Trust me, it'll do you some good.
this is a skill. It's the only one we have. If there was anybody trustworthy, we wouldn't be having to do this now, would we?
Touche. It's been a long time since I've been in your situation, but I've been there.
And she'll just again gives you a nod of appreciation, and she turns and leaves.
Cool. That's all I wanted.
I like her.
Okay. See, Michael, I did my good deed for the day.
And it was very well done.
Yes, good. Michael will pat Reyna on the head.
No, you had a 6 on perception. You're not even there. You're just flying. You're actually
It's like,
flying.
well, you haven't even seen me yet.
I think with that roll right there, you're flying around like, I get an airship.
I found an airship we could possibly buy.
I was just enjoying the show.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were doing that. Jonjo was keeping an eye on a crow person running by. And now you guys can all gather again. And maybe you're all singing a tune.
Did you guys see that Goblin show?
Yeah, they're actually pretty good.
It was really good.
Yeah,
I lost Ish though. I was really distracted.
I wasn't. No,
Oh, hi.
Not really. He like denies it, but you can see his foot tapping to the beat constantly.
So
I heard it, but I was dealing with other stuff.
we I found a battle blimp, but it's kind of steep in cost. We might be able to pick up a non-battle blimp, but we're gonna need people to figure out how to fly this thing. Unless we decide, hey, let's fly it ourselves. But then that could always lead to something going wrong.
Yeah, I almost feel like us flying and trusting ourselves to flying a giant machine equals there's a new crater in the mountainside.
I don't know. We did pretty well with the vehicles down in Avernus. And what was that, Jean-Jacques?
Can't we do intelligence checks to see if maybe we know how to fly one of these things? I don't know.
Well, you would have been given, at least basic instruction on how it operates. You just wouldn't have proficiency, which means, it's like when someone shows you, okay, there's the gas, there's the brake, and here's how you make it go forward.
But yeah,
Just
Like-
as an FYI, guys, like the next time that we have the availability of choosing feats and stuff, I do believe there is a feat that would let you have proficiency with vehicles.
Let me check.
If you want to, spend a month in training, you can probably get that proficiency.
Got the hand.
No, I mean I'm talking about
Yeah.
the quick and easy way called feats when you level up.
Yeah.
but yeah, if we get one with cannons, which we might need, it's around about 50,000. But one without, it's 30.
Find it.
I just kind of look around at everybody and I'm kind of like,
You literally see Ish just like count his 10 gold on his hand. Like, I can't help with that.
I'm going to
What
drop
if-
a link for the stat block. It's from D&D Beyond. So, the people who are actually in the, the campaign on D&D Beyond will be able to see it with no problem. I just don't have time to clip it or
No, you're
cut
fine.
it out.
So that was the cheapest option?
Yeah.
Well, you could always just hire someone to take you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, how come we didn't think of... I mean, so we have to take a month to walk back, okay?
Then once we do get back, if we have survived, we'll possibly have enough money to buy like a fleet.
Maybe. Okay, hold on though. This tomb thingy is for
Creating the new hell.
second hell, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't
No,
we maybe focus on Rihanna's thing and the necklace thing?
Yeah, there's always
Well,
smaller
first-
jobs you can do to start building up money. And
Well,
at
yeah,
your
I mean, like
level,
I said,
small jobs are, still far and above, rat catching.
Because we have the mirror now, which means you can do that scry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then John's necklace will take what, a week?
Yeah, 7 to 10 days.
Okay. So why don't we figure out the little shit first and then go to the giant tomb of imminent death?
Okay.
Is that
I would also say
fair?
you can use some of that downtime to maybe go to a library and see what books they
See?
have on subjects,
that's
similar.
Michael's jam.
I just wanted to say there is an alternative to going to a dungeon,
Oh
but
no, I
I'm
know.
all
I
for
was
you
just
guys
saying,
going
like,
to a dungeon.
I'm just saying, when it comes to research, that's sort of Michael's thing. So
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
No, it's good. I don't think that there's gonna be much difference in 1 week.
Right.
How many souls the thing can siphon, I guess. But if it were like a month, then yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
So okay, do we have some place here in the city that we're staying, or was this like our first day showing up?
It's our first day showing up, and Michael has the ability to cast Mordenkainen's mansion, so we can just.
We can
Yeah.
rent one room and then just have the mansion in the room. Rather than just casting the mansion in like a back alley or something.
Yeah,
Well, no
I
one
also
can
have
come
the ability
in
to cast
without
it,
Michael's say
so
so.
we could probably fit there too.
Yeah, but Ohm does have an entire law about the fact that they only allow a certain type of magic to be cast inside of the city, so we'd have to be doing that outside the city. Because I really don't want guards busting down our doors anymore.
But we can do like, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can just be on just the outskirts. And
I
Cassie,
mean,
there's
that works for me.
I hear Harry Potter music in my living room and I want to watch. It's the 5th?
So what are we doing
however,
So I figure by this point it's probably starting to get to early evening. You still have time to do anything else you want to accomplish in the day.
so we have Sanja's necklace, and you guys said something about Rihanna.
Yeah, Rihanna's son. You can scry on.
Right. Yeah.
As long as he's familiar with the person, which we can help him get familiar, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that was gonna be my next question. Was what does he need?
Because don't you have a picture of him or a painting or whatever?
Yeah, I've got a little painted portrait that I carry around in my pocket.
That will increase his chances. There's actual
And
stats.
I could bless him too.
There's actual
I would-
stats for like having an image or a sample, like hair or cloth, something that
Wow.
an item that was attached to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, like the little portrait thing is kind of like a little locket thing, and it's got a little bit of his hair that's wrapped up.
I'm gonna say because that wasn't it's been removed from him for a while. It might have lost that essence, but it was
Okay.
still might help a little bit. The photo would give him a good visual link. So yes, in short version, it's possible for him to do that. He might be able to scry for the boat based on
Yeah, if I can see a picture or have any lock of hair or something of the person, then my chances will increase a little.
Do you have like something of his caretaker or something too? I don't know if that would help with the scry for him, but
No, I just have the little locket. That's
okay.
I want to find a place to work.
Okay, John, what kind of work are you looking for? Because there's always some sort of work for an adventurer.
I'll work in a tower. I'll punch any breeze with the law.
Okay, you just want to go and basically be a waiter for a couple of days.
I don't care.
Okay, because that pays, like a silver a day.
Okay, something
There's
else.
probably like a notice board or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
There's
thinking
usually
about maybe
people
we
who
can
want
find not challenges, but maybe another bounty.
yeah,
That's
there
short.
are definitely bounties. There are people who need bodyguards.
Yeah.
There's always work for people who are willing to risk their lives.
As if we're gonna wait a week for the necklace anyway, we could do the scry thing tonight and then go look for like maybe there's a monster in the sewer or something.
I was actually thinking of also scrying on who my name. I didn't write down the name of the guy that's trying to create the second cow, in case he's on this plane, so he
Donovar?
can at least
Donifer.
if
Donovar.
Donifer. If he's on this plane, maybe we can keep tabs on him that way. It's worth a shot. I don't have
Okay.
high hopes for it, but
Well, you get lucky.
yeah. And I would like to keep a tab on maybe one of the more closer elementals, just as caution for my own sake. Or else this guy will start pissing me off again. And I point at Resh.
And you just get a series of bad words in your head.
You gotta get it in. The quote of the day. Yeah.
Okay.
I can. So we're staying in the outskirts, right? And then we're gonna use the mansion.
That you can go outside the city proper. You could
Wait, why are we doing that again?
because
Because
the
we can't use
city does only
magic.
allows divine magic to be cast.
Oh, okay.
And even then,
If-
you should be careful about what kind you use.
Question: would scrying be considered divine magic?
It's not so much the spell; it's who's casting it. You are. I mean, you're a warlock, but you're not a celestial warlock. So that's
I mean, could I
I
say
didn't know he was a warlock.
me for Zariel?
as long as
Because he's
as long as
technically
what
doing
you.
that.
Okay, let's put it this way. As far as Trevor is concerned, as long as you are doing something beneficial, the guards will be a bit more lenient. Like I said, there's still some restrictions on who can go around casting. So don't start like throwing holy fireballs at people thinking
Right.
you're going to get away with it.
But I think looking for a missing child for his mother, that seems like a good thing, right?
Well, like I said, if it comes up, you can try to talk them out of it. You
I
can.
mean, Jay?
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, if we're going to do it while we're in the mansion and the mansion is outside the city, then they shouldn't mess with us, right?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, problem
Can
solved.
we?
I was going to say you could
Can
always
we
just find
try
a
on
dark
something
alley where
because-
nobody sees you too.
Is the mansion considered another plane of existence, or is it
Technically,
a
It's
yes,
dimension?
its own
it is a
pocket
demi
dimension.
plane.
So you technically couldn't scry. Wait, no. You
Right, because
can't.
it
Can
says
you scry across planes?
it says here across planes. No, it has to be on
No.
the same plane of existence, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant about
Yeah.
scrying on.
So, like I said, the simple methods are you either go outside the city or you find a place where no one can see you. Because unless your magic is big and flashy, like you're trying to distract kids who are staring at you, people probably aren't going to notice. If you do it in a crowded space, yes, they see the hand symbols, they all hear the words. But if you go somewhere where there's no people, then there's no one to complain.
Okay, so we go outside of town.
What I
and
could
we-
do is probably go on the outskirts and just have like one person keep guard while I do the ritual, and then we can come back and I'll tell them what I see.
Yes.
Simple enough.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do it right now. I mean, we can do it tonight when we head out to do our thing. I mean, Michael can do his mansion thing, and we can sit outside, and you can do the scry.
Okay. How about on the way
well-
out, we stop at a notice board, see if there's a couple.
Yeah,
jobs.
I was gonna say that before heading out. Let's see if there's any bounties or any jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of cash involved.
It's on the way out, so
I could always rob somebody.
let's save that as a last resort.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of bored though, guys. It's been a while since I've had a good heist.
Rihanna. I just placed my hands on her shoulders. Zariel love.
Ish puts the 10 gold in a pouch and say, "Oh, I have just left this pouch to the visible eye. I hope no one steals it from me." Looks the other way.
I'm not taking your money, Ish. It's not enough.
It's worth a shot.
It's not worth my time. No offense.
It's
Rihanna,
worth a shot.
the number of times that you've committed a heist, I can count on one hand. One of which you came back naked, carrying only a shield. The other one I had to go back with somebody else to pull your statuified body away from the area.
Okay, I'm gonna say no to the stealing then.
It's only me that ever gets affected.
No, that's the thing. It's not just you that ever gets affected.
Did you end up naked? No. Did you end up petrified? No.
No, I ended up having to pull your petrified body out of the building.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the bad things only happen directly to me.
So again, we'll say that as a last resort.
I mean, look at all the money in this town, you guys. Come on, these people are like begging to be ripped
Rihanna,
off.
please give me a perception check.
I mean,
think that's
I
the
don't
difference between
see-
being ripped off or being taken advantage and stolen from.
Yeah,
Not very good.
you see plenty of money, and you also see, you know, the people who are typically hired to protect that money. So if you want to spend a week planning and put the gold into it, maybe you can even join up with another heist.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Rihanna, I'm going to tell you a very, very, very fitting story for this. Have you ever heard the story of the Golden Cup?
What?
Story of the Golden Cup. A noble puts a golden cup in the middle of in the middle of a town square, as a visiting noble is there. Now, this noble is very rich, and he places this cup there, and nobody steals it for an entire day. The other noble comments on, well, you've placed that there and nobody's stolen it. Why is that? Well, because they know it is mine, and they know what will happen to them if they take it. This city has a shit ton of nobles like that. That's why they can walk around wearing the shit that they do.
You don't flaunt yourself unless you're.
Let's be real here, though. I mean, one or two of those little shiny baubles on their outfits would be worth plenty to get Jonja and Ish started.
Let's check the notice board first.
They will kill them for those shiny baubles. You don't get that many shiny baubles and then be able to flaunt them like that with the guards around you without being a complete and total murderous dick at certain points in your life. That's not the kind of person that you want to deal with.
Okay.
Are we done with today's morality lesson?
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
No, I've got an entire wheel of them. Somebody just needs to spin for the next one.
Yeah, okay, Ish, let's find you a job. Let's go.
Well, you were
Yeah,
getting
let's
ready
go.
to walk off, but then you were speaking rather, you know, emphatically in the middle of the street. So you bumped right into a withered old man who was clearly listening in on everything you just said.
Afternoon, sir, or evening.
So you're looking to earn some money, are you?
Legitimately.
He's not looking at you, Trevor. He's looking at Rihanna.
I'm still talking.
And I'm just looking the old man right in the eye and not even acknowledging these people around me trying to talk.
Michael's just spreading out his wings and bringing his palm to his face.
Oh,
He's just shaking his head and leaning on himself, saying,
You got some work that needs to be done there, old man?
Well, not here. He kind of gestures to the crowd. But if you're
Oh,
serious and you don't care as much about what you're doing, a kind of his eyes glance to the others. You can find me at the Rusted Dagger tonight.
Rusty
And with
dagger.
that, he just turns and he's hobbling away on his cane.
Rihanna.
Was that cane magic?
That name does
You
not sound
don't
ominous
have
at all.
magic sense, do you, Jonja?
I love the idea of that. Let's see.
Wait. What do you want me to make?
Well, you can't make anything if you don't have the right abilities. And I don't think you have detect magic as ability.
I do.
No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to just kind of look at it. Okay.
Well, okay, it looks like, it just looks like a cane. It's the guy is
Sorry.
literally limping on it pretty heavily, so it's a sturdy cane, I suppose. But Rihanna has magical eyesight, and I am
I've got
just
Eldritch Sight, so.
yeah, I am just trying
Did not use that
to.
one.
I should have labeled these people so I could pull them up quicker. I
Michael
probably
has permanent true sight. Is there something weird about this guy?
Of course
Well,
there is.
he looks like exactly what he was, and that was a very old guy who looks like he's got some physical impairments, including the fact that he's limping. His one of his legs is clearly injured badly. Okay, now that I've found him, Rihanna, he might have, and I mean, Elder Sight lets you see through a little bit. Yes, like you can see. Okay, yeah, you can see through some stuff. Yeah, it looks like he's got a dagger with a faint glow to it. That's
Okay,
it.
but he doesn't have an aura that indicates that he's using some sort of magic, right?
No, there's nothing. Well, he's suspicious as all hell, but
Well, yeah.
but there is nothing about him that you think that you're pretty sure you can take the old guy in a fight if you had to, because he's literally an old guy who's limping away from you right now. And if you
Alright.
Magic dagger,
if you
you
hadn't been
say.
talking loudly and he hadn't been a suspicious guy who wanders around,
It's totally my type. I mean, walks
Yeah.
with him. You're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for a job.
you feel the kinship right away.
Magical dagger.
There's
I'd like
something.
to get a better look at that thing.
There's. Nope.
Yes, Trevor?
I think there's more important things for us to worry about than some local heist from a shifty old guy.
We don't know what it is he's offering.
Now, if the rest of you want to go look for other jobs on the job board, let me know.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I am looking for the closest notice board.
Yeah,
From our
it's probably going to be on a different part of town. It won't take you too long to find it, but basically, there are different types of what you might call, job boards. There's definitely an area for, the adventurers. You see one where it looks like a local artificer is willing to pay just about anyone who will go out and collect artifacts. It says that she's got certain ones in mind. She'll also buy anything you're selling. There's the usual people who are like wanting rare items off of monsters, but they tend to come with the caveat of you need to be able to get them to them while they're still fresh. So if if you just want to go and hunt down some high level monsters, because for example, Kraken ink is used to make some really high level stuff. That might be a little bit more than you want to deal with, but there's always some sort of monster that their blood might be useful in a component, their teeth might be. And yes, I am aware of that person who just sent me a private message. That was the whole point of everything we've been setting up for a while, is that I know you're going to do this thing. Anyway, so what can you narrow down, like, do you want to earn a lot of money for a very dangerous job? Do you want to earn money slowly? What are you looking for? Because I'll give you something. I mean, if you want to talk to people about specific things,
Something mostly close by we could do within a week.
Yeah,
okay.
that has a fair amount of pay to it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to see what all I've got here that comes with some decent pay. Uh, just out of curiosity, who all is there looking at the job boards?
Me.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm with them, but I'm not really
Okay.
looking. I'll just go wherever they want to go.
I'm just curious, like, all right, everybody who's. Do you want to go talk to the artificer person, or like I said, other things? There's like it's different hunting type things. There's somebody who says that they are selling a map that they picked up. They'll sell
Maps
that.
could be fun.
They'll sell that for like 100 gold. He makes no
Hey.
promises about it. As far as like bounty hunting jobs, there's been a lot of disappearances of particularly I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. It's the people who are normally not noticed until they start disappearing in large numbers. So the local watch is willing to pay for information on, because when they do find pieces of them, it's obvious that there's someone who's doing something very unethical with body parts. That's a problem.
Serving it in food.
Do what?
Serving body parts in food.
Well, no. There's just like someone goes missing. A few days later, maybe they find their arm.
Right.
It's the worst pies in London.
So no, they're not being eaten. Well,
Meat pies, meat
they're
pies.
not that you can tell, or not that they can tell.
That one sounds fun.
I missed it. What was it?
The local watch is willing to pay for information on what appears to be a serial killer.
That sounds fun.
Well,
See,
will
that's what
we
I
be able
said.
to finish it in about a week?
And see, Rihanna, we do something like that. You can't go off and start and get imprisoned in a city that hates magic. Something.
I'm a little bit interested in this artificer, the artifacts you want.
I kind of am too.
Okay, I'm going to pull up her page again. At some point, you think I would have gotten smart enough to have written her down, but she is in a rather nice shop. Let me just do the search this way; it'll be quicker on me. Okay, that was her. Yeah. So you can find her shop. It's just she sells a lot of high-end, artifacts basically, things that have been collected from various adventurers, tombs that have been raided or, not raided, acquired, sometimes through legal means.
Do I recognize like a kind of a favorite culture of sorts?
No, it's actually a little bit of everything. This is just what you're seeing like through the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has, and I'm gonna say that maybe there's 5 or 6 things in the window, but they tend to run quite a variety. It's no one culture she's interested in.
Right.
But this is her name is Canaris, or we're gonna go with Canaris because I can pronounce that. And her ad just said, willing to pay for artifacts. If you don't have one, she knows of some. She has some that she will send you. She will hire expeditions, or she'll just pay you outright for what you have.
All right.
Would like some of the loot crate stuff maybe count for that?
Probably not. What you're seeing is things that are hundreds, thousands of years old.
Anything from where I come from? Oh, sorry.
No, your country was only a couple hundred years old. So he didn't really have time to build up great cultural significance to people outside of a merchant city.
Damn.
Humans are just babies.
Yeah, we're talking about like there's a carving that looks like it might have been from uh, a Tabaxi culture, and then there's another one looks like maybe a piece of a staff that's encrusted with gems.
Alright. Maybe we should go inside to see if this is completely legit, or at least what the job entails. And I don't know if anybody's with, but I'll enter the shop.
Okay. Oh, she's sitting. Like when you walk in, the bell rings and you hear her say, "Just a moment," and a a high elf woman will come out a moment later. She's wearing, I'd say, garb that's a little bit more of what you might find someone who's crossing a desert. A lot of browns, but she comes out. Yes, how can I help you? Are you buying, selling, looking for something in particular?
I'm actually in between jobs, and I saw your note, I guess, on the notice board here in the city. I was wondering if I could acquire a little bit more information about it
Uh, well,
before maybe accepting it.
Well, sure. I'm willing to buy just about anything you have on you. If you don't have anything you want to sell and you're looking to acquire something to sell, what I usually do is I can provide you with information about a couple of locations I'm aware of. And what I will ask is that I get my I get to pick a couple of choice items, and anything else you can keep.
Sounds more than fair. Do you have any locales um, on hand?
Oh, there are depends on how far you think on hand is. It could take you at least a week to get to some of these locations. Some are in the Underdark. Almost, I don't think very many of them are going to be safe.
Safety is not an issue. What is an issue is time. Me and my companions have some time, but not as much as a week's travel to the location. Do you have anything more local?
Well, I make a persuasion check, please.
Can I
I decided to
suggest-
follow him in there, so I'm kind of like hanging around, kind of
Oh,
listening to what they're saying.
I thought everybody was in there.
Yeah, I assumed everybody's in here,
Yeah.
so I'm just
This is
asking.
where-
But Ish was the one talking, so okay. It's like I suppose that depends on how morally questionable you were referring to, because it's not like we are Waterdeep where there's a dungeon underneath the city. There are just a lot of people who have private collections, and I don't always ask too many questions.
Brianna pops her head around the corner.
Well, I've never been to Waterdeep, so that bit of information is new to me. To be honest, I've never left Jolt. Hmm.
Unfortunately,
I'll walk up front.
it's not like we have a horde of rampaging monsters, next door I can direct you to. This is
General.
civilization.
So, what kind of items are you interested in from private collections?
Oh, I'm actually not too picky. Older is more valuable or better, but I'll pay you fairly, and I won't ask where it came from, and I will make it disappear just as quickly as I can.
Just general curiosity, would any of the longer tripped items be within the Tomb of the Nine Gods?
Um, I would certainly love to have anything from there, but um, not very many people come back from there. It's like there's been more than a few sunken ships lately, but even those, all I can do is, at best, I can only tell you like what route they were taking. I can't guarantee that the ship is actually sunk along that route. That makes it very difficult. Uh, I happen to know of a tomb in the desert that was said to belong to one of the older death gods, and I don't actually know if it had any guardians.
Sounds.
How far away is that?
Um, it would be, I'd say, 3 weeks.
I mean, we could honestly put it on the list.
Yeah, I mean, if basically, anything you get, she'll be there. She'll keep buying from you. But I'm afraid there's nothing, if you want quick, you need to take up a bounty hunting job. If you want good money, you're going to have to, you know, either do something really stupid and dangerous, Rihanna, or you're going to have to, well, go for a quick hunting job type thing. That can be tracking down a person, like a wanted fugitive who has stolen a magical item that rightfully belonged to someone who counts as nobility in the city, or someone who has been eluding justice.
Fair enough.
I think bounty hunting is going to be your best bet there.
I'm not gonna lie though, that desert one kind of sounds fun out of character.
Yeah, I do
Related
want to
to
ask.
And look how good he looks like.
I guess to Andy,
Mm-hmm.
how close would the Tomb of the Nine Gods to this site be? Very far?
Uh, yeah, they're
Like-
like if one is to the southwest, the other one's to the southeast. So, it's not like they're along a straight line.
Yeah.
But if you show interest in that one, she'll tell you that, oh yes, she starts flipping through some notes. I heard that there's like one of their guardians. It was some variation of a sphinx, and especially if you like knowledge, knowledge isn't as useful to me at the moment. Unfortunately, it's always good to have, but sphinxes are notorious for collecting knowledge and information, and that might help you to find something else, and then you could sell that something to me.
That could potentially be useful for what we're doing.
Yeah.
It could be a
that's
complete shot in the dark.
I'm all
still,
for it.
that's more than appealing to me, at least at this point.
Yeah, that sounds super fun.
Yeah, but I think the Ish and
I will.
Jonja are kind of looking for quick cash for right now.
I'm looking for a bit of both. Helping you guys helps me, non-economically speaking. But as well, I would like to, if I could, simultaneously get some cash going.
While we're here, I'll pull out my collecting coin thing that I got in Lodom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be like, do you happen to have another one of these?
She'll take a look at it and says, no, this is an interesting magical item, but I don't really deal in magical items so much unless they just happen to be magical artifacts. Sorry.
Fair enough.
They-
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
I think that
if you
concludes
want something that's more like, 1 week away, maybe a little more in the mountains, there was someone who happened to mention something about a giant worm creature that was, lived underground, ate people once in a while, so whenever somebody went to kill it and didn't come back, they might have things still there.
All right.
And that would be.
Well, at least for me, thank you for your time.
Mhm.
And I think this would conclude most of the business for now, at least. Yeah. And Ish kind of just slightly bows and exits the store.
Okay. Well, she'll say, "Oh, please come back if you ever have anything else that you'd like to." trade.
Of course.
Thank you for your time.
So, where would that desert do you have a general location of where that would be?
If I had my map of Faerun pulled up, I would show it to you, but I don't at the moment.
Oh,
I
like
mean, essentially, that's
the
3
general
weeks.
location.
Well, I mean, basically saying it's like it's 3 weeks away in the opposite direction of where the tomb thing that we're looking at is a month that way.
Yeah.
So if you just like want to find smaller, well, not necessarily, you know, something that isn't a dungeon crawl this late in the episode, there's there's the usual people will pay to have monsters killed, and they'll pay you something for proving that they're defeated, and you might be able to like maybe there might be some orcs or something that's a few days away that have been causing problems.
Some who?
Orcs, any other sort of rampaging creatures. You can earn a couple hundred gold by dealing with smaller problems.
Yeah.
Or you can go hunt something big, but it takes longer to get there.
Some of the things that sounded interesting to me was that serial killer thing, and the desert.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. So.
If you want something like I said that you think you can handle in a few days, what she was referring to was in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's just going to take a bit of exploration, and it's a lot of rumor about giant lizard thing that would show up to eat people or eat anything for that matter, and then it would go away for a while. People would try to find it, not come back.
I think that one, at least for now, might be of interest. But that is a bounty or just recollection
basically,
of rare item?
that's if it is something big, you'll probably be able to get a bounty for proving you killed it. And she just asks, first choice in whatever items you find, and then when you other treasure, you're welcome to keep.
All right. I think that's probably short term. I think that's probably the better one. I don't know how much time the serial killer thing will probably take us.
You would at least have to
either-
start going around asking, asking people questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, basically, that's just trying to find information because they're just looking for information. I don't think they're looking for somebody to find and get rid of them.
Yeah, they kind of want justice, not vengeance. After all, they like to make sure that the right person has been killed. Bringing them ahead and say, hey, problem solved, that raises more questions than it does answer them.
I know. I was gonna say. I mean, that's something I would personally be willing to do is be running around trying to gather information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back. I think my doggy needs out.
Okay.
Okay, here's my argument for the desert over the Tomb of Horrors.
Information.
What?
No, I'm also in favor of desert before the tomb, just because of information.
Well, it's also less possible immediate death. I mean, it is to a death god, but I mean, I'm a paladin. I got you.
Yeah, death gods aren't always evil.
Right. I mean,
A lot
like,
of
kind
times
of the
they
Raven
are, but-
Queen is a good example, because she's technically a god of death. Like, she replaced Nerul.
Well, no, you're thinking of a different storyline. I'm using a different version of the Raven Queen, so unless you want to do a history check to see what you know about this one.
Sure, I'm gonna roll a 2. I don't pay attention to history class.
Yeah, Raven
And I should have
Queen.
blessed myself before I did that, but I mean, wait,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Raven Queen, she's in the Shadowfell, you know that much.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, but I
conversation
think
with the Raven King, she's pretty much liking being in the Shadowfell. It's her own little dominion.
Didn't get much sleep. I'm tired.
Yeah, I think the desert excavation per se is probably our best bet. I am actually more interested in seeing if we can actually gather more intel from the Sphinx, or what she claims to be a Sphinx,
Mhm.
to see if she can tell us a little bit more about this person who's trying to create a second hell, or even maybe about a possibility of stopping the Titans as well.
Guys, I've got some other notes here, so I'll tell you what. Let's give me another persuasion check. It can be any one person, but it can only be one, and we'll see what else she might have had on hand.
Who has the higher persuasion?
I've got a plus 15.
You have a plus 15.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I assist him?
No.
By
No, he's
No.
got a plus 15.
he could roll a 2.
He rolled a 3. But anyway, that's with a plus 15, he
34?
doesn't need your help with a plus 15.
Look,
Okay.
you know,
So-
fine.
She says that if you're more interested in information, there was apparently some sort of a fey creature. She's less interested in that one because this thing may or may not necessarily have anything that she can partake in. So she'll sell that information or trade it for, gems or whatever. But it's got a bit of a history, and a lot of it is rumor anyway, so there's less information there. And there might be, like I said, there's some cultists that are out in, a couple days away. They might have something. She's less hopeful that, cultists that are, performing dark rites, they probably have something, but again, probably not as much.
Does the rumor say cultists of who?
She just knows that they've been reportedly doing some dark things, like they might come across a band of people and kill all but one and let that one live just because they found it amusing.
Can we say band of cultists that I can use to steal souls?
Possibly, if you can, kill them. I mean, what she heard was because this was someone that she used to work with, who she will admit they probably were more on the banditry side, but she wasn't personally aware that they were actually killing people. She just sort of dealt with an in-between. And he had come back, he sold off everything he had and said he was never going to do it again because these people just rolled up, murdered everyone, and left him alive. They gave no name, but they were wearing dark robes.
That sounds
Like fun?
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, it kind of sounds fun.
And she can, like I said, she'll give you that information as long as, like I said, you are willing to share any items that they might have had that she could use for herself.
That seems fair.
Okay. It would be, in the couple days away region, but it wouldn't take you as long.
What? It's a doggy.
He's getting lonely on the floor.
Aw. He should get in his own little chair.
Okay,
He
so we
has
have-
one, but he tries to jump out of it.
So,
We
cultist
have four
bandit.
possible jobs.
That one seems like the closest one. So we could
Yeah.
maybe do them in order.
Yeah, I think so. The cultist is only a few. There's also this giant lizard thing in the mountains that eats
So
people.
we could do the cultist on the way to the mountain, right?
No
Yeah.
worries, Cal.
Okay.
We understand.
We also have the info about the serial killer and then Tomb.
So this is why I try not to give you too many options at once, because you guys will just and I get it, but you spend a lot of time debating which one you want to do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Let's just pick something simple that we can do.
That's why I was trying to say
let's
you
go
can
with
go
the
on a big
cultist on the
job,
way
you can do
to-
a small local job.
So how about we do the cultist thing? Because that's super close. That's the closest one we can do. that
Yeah.
isn't going around talking to people for 3 days.
Yeah, I think that's best.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that Doggy is agreeing with us?
I don't know. He's just laying here
Alright.
looking at me like, why?
Why?
Yeah, I
man?
think. What time is it more or less now? Or is it?
You probably want to wait until morning to go out.
No.
And
So we can do the whole Magic Mansion strength.
yeah, it's getting closer to evening, so I mean this would be, like businesses starting to shut down, people are going home for the day. I take it
All
we've
right.
lost Katie. So
She said like she was tired.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, it's like, and Michael had to get, Kyle had to get off because his son's not going to sleep. So
Ah.
it's just the three of us. So
Okay, I thought it was four of you. So, okay. No, I saw myself in the thing when I was counting up. Okay, so just three of you.
So we'll go do mansion scrying thing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Let's set up on the outskirts of the city, and I'll do the scrying. Um, we eat, we go to sleep, and then we can start early in the morning.
Before he scries, I cast Bless on him. I don't know if that will help
Well,
with anything with scry, but
it's not me. The target has to make a save.
Yeah.
So
Bless can still help you. Like
No,
if you
not
have to
really.
make like a
It's items that he has that can lower their chances of beating it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
the more familiar I get with the target, it starts reducing
Okay.
his total.
okay, well then
So-
before you do it, I guess Rhiannon will spend some time. She'll show you the locket and with the hair and stuff, and she'll kind of tell you about him and a little bit
Alright.
about the people that he should be with.
All right. I'll go over the locket. Do you have a picture? Because that could also help.
That's what's in the locket. It's
Oh,
like a
okay.
painted picture and like a. Sorry, I'm
All
doing
right.
this one-handed.
No problem. So yeah, with the locket in hand, and I'll put the silver mirror on my lap. I will start doing the ritual to scry.
Okay, so you're scrying for her son.
Yes.
All right. What is your
It
spell
is.
DC?
Let me double check.
I think it's a +2 with a picture.
So my spell save is a 17, and
Okay.
the modifiers. So,
The 17
I don't
is
know the
more
other.
than enough.
Right.
So yes, you do see him. He is sleeping on a mat in a floor. Looks like there are other children around him inside of a stone room. The stone room is unadorned, so there's not a great deal you can use to really narrow it down from there.
Right. Do I see? So, does he look? Does he look malnourished? Is he healthy? Do I see any scars or anything on his body? Anything that would?
There's certainly nothing recent. I mean, kids managed to collect a few things just playing, but there's nothing grievous. He looks relatively healthy. I'm trying to remember what all you could. I think you can see like everything around the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, I can see within 10 feet of the target.
okay. So other than a few other kids, he looks to be the youngest one. Rihanna, how old is he?
Let's see. How long have we been doing this?
I'd say
like
almost 3 years of game time because we've been playing for over 2 years now.
Okay, yeah, because I think a long time ago when we discussed this. He was like maybe 2 or 3 when I left him with his people, because that's when I'd found my good lead on Victor and headed to Wildem. So 3 plus whatever amount of time in game.
Okay. So we'll say he's about 7 now.
Sounds right.
So yeah, I would say that's pretty much what you see. It's not a whole lot to go on,
Alright.
but he is alive and he's well.
All right, that's something.
Yeah.
Um,
You might learn something
yeah.
just scrying at different times of the day to try to see more of the area around him.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Just probably before we head off, I'll do the scrying ritual again, just in case. But yeah, I'll finish the scrying, seeing as I can't really get any more information. And once I get out, I'm gonna hand Rihanna the locket back and tell her exactly what I saw, as much detail as I can. But yeah, he seems healthy. He seems fine. Uh, but yeah, that's about it. Just
Huh. But he was with a bunch of other kids, you said? Or it looked like there were a bunch of other children?
yeah, yeah, it looked like a bunch of kids. I didn't see any signs of um, scars or anything that would indicate they were, because I heard that there's a lot of slave ships in that area. I don't see any markings that I could tell that they were branded or anything of that sort.
Yeah. All I can think is that something must have happened to the adults that he was with.
Yeah.
Shit.
What I could do is scribe before we leave tomorrow morning for the cultist job. Maybe there I can get more information.
Sounds like an orphanage or.
Who was he with, if you don't mind me asking?
I didn't see just a group of kids. They were all resting. I would imagine because it's late in the evening. But hopefully tomorrow morning, if I try again, maybe we can get more of an idea what's happening.
The people I'd
Yeah.
left him with were people who were friends with me and Silas and Zahara, where we had sort of settled before all this stuff started. They were just a family that, yeah, they were willing to take him for me. Oh, I'm glad he's okay. Now I feel a little more urgency to find him.
Well, I just kind of picture Rihanna hugging Tiberius the way she's hugging her dog. It's really
Something like that. She's very worried
Speaking
now.
of
He's like, this is my time. I must act.
I will stay there with the silver mirror. I do want to do. I do want to try to scry on Donovan.
Oh, okay.
Um, he does get a +5 to his save though, because I've only heard his name. So.
Yeah. Alright, just let me be completely fair about this and pull up his stat sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get nothing.
All right. I don't know if there's anybody else we want to scry on, but that's it.
You can do it one more time before we sleep?
Yeah.
Could you scry on somebody for me?
Sure.
I
Do you
will.
have something more personal? I can get better results that way. Sounds very analytical.
Andy, would I something of Christina's on me? Like, I don't know if I would. Never actually like discussed that with you.
Yeah. Because you were more or less planning on settling down, I don't think you would have really walked around with a lock of her hair as often. That's usually, in my mind, something you do when you are away from the person for a long time.
And I already gave her that crystallized unicorn hair that
Yeah.
Frick made for me.
Yeah.
Are you able to like produce a likeness to her or him? Maybe that can help
Have
a
I
little bit.
ever met her?
I think Rihanna has, right?
I don't recall, so I'll leave that up to you.
Because I know Michael has, so.
Wait, wasn't she the? No, wait. Was she in Wildom?
Yeah.
I probably have, because if that's the case, then I can just use my mask of many faces and make myself look just like her.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure you have. I'm not 100%, but I'm like at least 80% sure.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like you probably have.
If anything, I could describe her really well to Rihanna, if that's more fair.
I'm going to allow it because there's no reason for me to make this complicated.
Okay, so I'll basically do my little hocus pocus and boom, I look like her.
All right.
I just want to see if like she's okay.
Yeah. I kind of try to memorize the mental image that Rihanna has produced. And I'll say, okay, let's give this a shot, and I'll do it one more time.
Okay.
She would get a +3 to her save.
Okay. That is not enough to make a 17, so you are able to see her. She is sitting around a campfire, as well as like there's a sort of like a communal cooking pot type thing. Everyone's kind of getting in. That and it's also beginning to snow there, so it's a little bit, for warmth and to make sure everyone's fed. But she's okay.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. No injuries, nothing like that.
No.
All right.
I mean, she's got antlers now, but no, she's fine.
All right. I'll bounce out of the scrying and give her exactly what I saw.
Thank you.
No problem.
You know, I hate Shire even more now. Oh.
Ish
See?
does not know how to respond to that. He just looks like very awkward.
Yeah, Rihanna basically has just kind of been sitting there since you told her the stuff, just kind of very quiet and just sort of thinking.
Rihanna, we'll get him. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. I'm just concerned. I mean, the plain gray stone walls and room, I mean, it sounds like almost like a prison cell.
Or maybe it's like a cellar or something that they're help keeping refugee kids in because it's cold. I'm terrible at this.
Doing
Yeah,
better than me.
maybe. Yeah,
We'll
maybe.
find out more in the morning.
Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll see. Every 2 hours or so, I can just keep on scrying. I'm gonna try to see if I can get hints on Donovan, at least to know if he's on this plane. That could easily be a little things, but that only uses one scry, so.
Just so you know, he was considered an archdevil. He might simply, and also, Asmodeus has his lieutenants looking for him. Just want to put it in perspective if you think you're going to find him.
He could be pretty well hidden from scrying.
And he may not even be on this plane of existence.
Right.
You're going to have to do, like find clues. He's not a quick quest.
Yeah, that's why I really think that Team of the Desert could probably give us a lot more than what we have for him at least.
And honestly, if it proves to be a shitstorm, well, then we'll just go to the Tomb of Death.
Yeah, you're definitely
That-
looking
Yay,
for
to a
things that is
better.
going to show you, you're looking for a high end, like legends, like just to give you an idea, like this might have been information that Victor might have written down somewhere. Oh, and Rena, you do remember where some of his, at least one of his old labs was.
Alright, yeah. And with that, I collect the mirror, put it in my bag. Yeah. Well, we don't have Kyle. I can still.
Well, we're gonna. I mean, he has the, the mansion ready for you guys.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're just gonna pretend he's still there.
Yeah, because Michael is there, and I know what he would do in this case.
We're just gonna use all of his spell slots while he's not here.
Yeah, he doesn't need them.
No biggie. I mean, he's gonna be sleeping. He gets them all back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hurry! Cast everything now!
Mm-hmm.
Well, not
Alright,
everything.
Probably. Yeah, with that, she's going to probably get a few bites of dinner and
Oh yeah, the
Turn in
mansion
for the-
has enough food for a feast every night.
All right.
It is a mansion for a reason.
Hey,
No
thanks,
problem.
Fish. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and then turn in.
I'm gonna meditate and go to bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit outside and just think for a while.
I know he doesn't listen to me, but I can still try.
What did you tell him?
I told him to keep an eye on Rihanna.
Okay. And then you watch as he immediately starts chasing a bat.
That's funny.
And then just want to see. Yeah, a moment later, 5 bats are chasing him in the opposite direction.
I had to get him to listen to me.
That's what happens when you turn a wild animal into your familiar. You got no psychic. You have a psychic bond, but it's not good enough to control them.
So we go to sleep. Yay.
Okay.
Is there like a I don't know. Like I don't know what this mansion would look like, but like if there's some sort of like a terrace or something that's like towards
It
the
has
top.
a door that goes back into the prime material, but after that, it's just like the inside of it is just whatever Michael designed it to be. So
Okay,
I
never mind
imagine ostentatious as all get out.
Well, yeah, no, I was kind of like, well, there's a place to sit outside, but like
Pretty much,
within-
you just got to sit outside the door. It doesn't have a physical outside.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And so, yeah, after about half hour, 45 minutes, I'm gonna be like, all right, now I'm restless. I know I can't sleep. So I'm gonna find something to do.
Gonna go to the Rusted Dagger.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you waited that long. Well,
Uh,
since there was absolutely
emotional
no
stuff.
one who claimed they were awake to follow you, you can get there all by yourself without a problem.
Yay.
I have to start using force cage on Ray during the night.
Please.
So the Rusted Dagger is one of the cheaper of the bars on the bad side of town. You recognize enough of the thieves' can't symbols that are left around to know that this is where a lot of cutthroats meet up. It's more or less considered to be neutral ground, but at the same time, that just means they prefer you to take your fights outside, or they might just shoot you themselves.
Sounds good.
And the old man is sitting in a corner all by himself. Nobody's that close to him.
All right, I'll go up to the bar and get myself like a mug of ale or something, or whatever they've got that passes for booze in this place.
Okay. Yeah, it's the type that burns.
Hoo-wee! Puts hair on your chest. Anyway,
It might very well have just been diluted acid for all you know. It's got that kind of flavor to it too.
Cool.
awesome. All right. Wow.
Oh yeah, you absolutely could burn down a place with this stuff.
Good to know. Okay, so yeah, I'll get that and I'll just kind of stand there, kind of leaning against the bar, just kind of surveying the place sort of casually, kind of getting the lay of the place and picking out who the players are, so to speak.
Hmm. All right. Just give me a perception check. Okay. There's just the usual thugs you might see in a place like this. No one especially stands out, which is probably, by design. The lighting would be bad by any standards. You don't think it's for discretion, you think it's just because this place is just that run down and nobody cares.
Basically, it smells like cheap ale and piss.
Probably more like cheap ale and blood, because you imagine that there's probably a fight once in a while, even if they prefer there not be.
Okay, all right.
But the guy behind the bar does look like he could probably slam someone through a wall if he needed to. Based on the
No.
past jobs, he probably has.
Okay. Well, all right. After about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, just kind of hanging out, watching people come and go, whatnot, so forth, I'll kind of just casually meander my way over to the old man's table and say, "Can I sit down?"
Is this the way you treat all your business propositions? Yes, sit down or get out.
Okay. Sit down. In my head, I'm thinking, what the hell? All I did was ask if I could sit down. Jesus.
You can always, make an insight check on the guy.
True. True. I could. Oh, is that a hint, Andy?
No, he's just sitting there staring at you.
So we talked earlier in the day.
Well, it's nice to know that you can actually remember something. Now, are you looking for work or not?
You don't have to be so cranky there, old man. I'm a pleasant person.
If you want someone who's polite, then maybe you're in the wrong line of work, girlie.
All right, what do you got?
What are you willing to do?
Just about anything.
He sort of taps his cane on the floor and says, I want someone dead. I want her body brought to me so that I can dance on it. Is that a problem for you?
No, give me the information.
He will just smile and says, her name is Yarla Silverhand. She runs her own little band. But if you don't have any problems, if you don't have any reasons for caring about that, then it shouldn't be a problem for you.
So who is she to you?
She's someone I want dead.
I gathered that. Why? I'm just curious. It helps me to understand the situation.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Come on, that 20. Okay, 20 works.
And he says, I was actually once just like you. Young, spry, on top of the world. We were running a job together. The employer had offered me some extra coin if only one of us came back, but I wasn't going to betray my partner. She, however, felt a little bit different about the situation. He pulls out a bolt that's coated in old dried blood and sets it down on the table.
So that's how your leg got the way it is, huh?
Yep,
Kind of a bitch.
yep.
Man. She totally betrayed a partner, and I'm assuming you were friends?
As close as any of us can ever actually be around here. I turned my back on her, and I won't make that mistake again. But
Alright.
she shot me, left me for dead, collected the money, and eventually got her own band and everything. And I'm making do by just selling information to young brats who think they know better.
These young brats you're talking about, what kind of information are they looking for?
You can read sign, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm the one who puts it there. This is like, the sort of signs that, like this house is wealthy, this one's poor, this one has a lot of good guards, a lot of traps. He's the information source. And
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. So, you sell this information to young brats.
I sell them the code so they can read it. Not my fault if they all forget and have to buy it again.
Alright, well, you can give me a little more information about this woman.
Yep. Let me pull up everything so I can actually give you the right information. Yarla Silverhand is a mountain dwarf. She's actually missing one hand and has a silver hook to replace it. So, the name's a little bit obvious. She's has a guild called the Two Blades, which is an assassin's guild, going on 50 years being in charge of that. And
Is this guy is human, right?
yes, he's human.
Okay, so like he's getting old while she's still kind of
Yep.
sort of in her prime, so to speak.
Yep, he's old, decrepit, and half of that is her fault. And
So,
she's pretty much convinced that she killed him.
oh, so she doesn't know he's still alive.
Yeah, he isn't in great shape. I mean, he's in rags. He looks like a beggar, and he couldn't work, so he's having to get by being the guy who helps set up things. So he's more he can't do the work, so he has to just point other people in the right direction and take what he can get for it.
So I got a question for you here. You you want her dead. What kind of reward are you offering? Because from the looks of you, I don't think you've got much you can give anybody.
I can always point you towards a nice, easy target. Or I'll give you the 300 gold that I've got in storage.
Hey, I just curious. What's that dagger you got?
Mine.
I'm not looking to take it from you. I'm just curious what it is. Because it's not a normal dagger.
He'll just sort of lean back and say, I'm not in the habit of giving out information for free. You bring me her head, I'll tell you all about the dagger.
Alright. Well, yeah. Is she around here? Where do I find her?
He'll tell you where you can find the guild house.
Is it here in town?
Yeah.
Oh. But she hasn't seen him and thinks he's dead. That's weird to me.
This is a big town, like think New York size.
Oh shit. Okay, didn't realize that.
So yeah, she kept going higher and higher, and he stayed down in the sewers. Not literally, but pretty damn close to it.
All right. Well, yeah. Give me the information. I'll do what I can.
He'll just kind of nod. Danny, do you have a question?
More side statement to carry. 300 gold for the head of an assassin's guild. You're getting gypped. That's it.
Oh no. I mean, he's not gonna give me 300 gold.
He's not gonna give you anything, it sounds like. But that's just me. Make your own choice.
I don't know if you heard him, but he knows who the easy pickings are in town here. That kind of information can be worth money. Besides, out of character, I'm after his dagger.
So why not just kill him and take the dagger? There you go, problem solved. And you don't piss off an assassin guild.
So kill a decrepit old man who probably can't defend himself that well just to take his dagger? That's
$10 he probably can defend himself.
I'm sure he probably can, but I'm just saying, it's like, you wouldn't punch an old blind woman. I'm not gonna kill a crippled old man just to take his dagger.
So knock his ass out. I'm just saying, it seems like not that great of a deal. Because sounds like he's gonna put you up against an entire assassin's guild of somebody who's been in charge of it for 50 some odd years, so she's gotta have some sort of talent. Not saying you don't, obviously. And he's only offering you 300 gold and information of people you can maybe go kill later.
Yeah, and easy pickings
Long
in the
term, that
city.
seems like a terrible plan.
Yeah, we're not long for the city as well.
I have a plan, okay? Just relax.
I'm
Besides,
just giving my opinion.
No, I
You
know,
do what you want.
I know. I'm just saying, I've got a plan. We'll see what happens.
Well, he
You
can
forget
tell
I'm
you.
an assassin too.
He can tell you a fair amount about the layout, the sort of things that you might have. If you were to spend the 7 days in the gold to ask around, he's already got that information. He'll just give it to you if you want to do the job.
Yeah.
So he's going to do everything to make your life as easy as possible.
Cool. Danny's just like, oh my god.
Well, I'm going to guess that the plan isn't something you can implement this evening. So, since we've already had a couple other people who had to drop out, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up tonight. Unless there's anything anybody else wants to do real quick.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The only thing I'm gonna do is probably peruse the area where he said that it's at. Of course, use my wings to fly to get over there to be faster.
Yeah.
And just kind of get like a visual layout, just kind of check things out a little bit this evening before I head back to the mansion to go to sleep.
Okay. That won't be a problem. We don't even really need to worry too much about the perception rolls there. So, yeah. With that, we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight. And in 2 weeks, when we come back, we'll see which of the jobs you guys are still arguing about taking, because that's more your MO than actually doing the job.
Which is why Rihanna goes off and does her own.
We have a plan.
I know. It only took you an hour to figure it out. But anyway, we're gonna wrap. We're gonna call it there. You guys have time to talk amongst yourselves and work out some of the details, and I can flesh things out myself. So we'll see you later.